Hi, my name is Mr. Sharp Kane, and in this video, I'm gonna talk about some of the best places to date and meet women across the country and even across the world. And there comes a time where it's like you have to expand your horizons. You have to, you have to live your life. You gotta get your passport and try and get you a job, like at the airlines or at an agent or at a travel agency or somewhere that you can get discounts and just travel and get out there, man. You know. And the best part about it, it doesn't cost that much to travel. See, a lot of people, there's a misconception that it costs a lot of money to travel everywhere. But in reality, it doesn't really cost as much as you think. It doesn't cost that much to rent a car. It doesn't cost that much to travel if you got discounts, especially if you use points on credit cards. There's a lot of different ways you can get discounts, but that's a story for another day. But what I'm gonna talk about is some of the best places you can visit and meet women. So one of the best places, hands down, best kept secret, places that you probably won't ever hear anybody really talk about, is San Diego. San Diego is probably one of the slept on cities in America. I mean, San Diego's uh, known to be a military town. But when I was in the Navy, I noticed that a lot of guys that got out the Navy, they moved to San Diego, man, and I haven't heard from them since, and they haven't went back home. So San Diego's pretty much a gold mine, and plus I visited there a couple times, and I get it. It was a gold mine. You got dime pieces that not really giving you a hard time, and they're trying to have some shit out of life. So San Diego is one of those spots. Then you got Minneapolis, St. Paul, the Twin Cities. A lot of people say it gets cold as shit during the winter, but I think it's worth, if you can get past the cold. I think living in Minneapolis and St. Paul is worth it. It's kind of what they call a liberal city or whatever that means. But for the brothers, it's a nice spot. Women are uh, very. You can get some good cooperation up there. Women are very easygoing, fun to be around, and you probably won't have a hard time. And then you got New York City. Now, New York City is rugged because you got snow like crazy. It's cold as shit by the Hudson River and all that shit. But me personally, fuck that. But if you're a young dude and you got hustle in you and you know how to shake and bake, New York is okay. But you got that cold and that snow, man. That shit is rugged during the winter time. But New York City, if you got a lot of hustle, you know how to shake and bake and navigate through all the bullshit. New York City is good. And then you got Charlotte, North Carolina. Now Charlotte is like the one of the newest up and coming cities in the South, and there's a lot of people moving there every day. A lot of young college graduates, a lot of people that retire. They move there from up north, out west. So and then the thing about Charlotte, they don't really have an identity. It's still a city where where they're still trying to figure out what they're going to be known for. They're not known for anything. So, it's still a fresh, new, up and coming city going through a transition. So sometimes it's good to get in early, get in first before all the ratchets and all the riffraffs come through. So Charlotte is a pretty cool city to live, especially if you're educated, especially if you're got a little hustle. You can go to Charlotte and you can really make some power moves. And then you got Japan, Tokyo, Japan. You got Okinawa. Now Tokyo, that's mainland, of course, and the Japanese girls show a lot of love to the brothers over there. And Okinawa is the island, and it's mostly a marine base. So plus it has the island flavor too. So it's a little bit different than the mainland Japan, but you can still go over there and do some shit. As a matter of fact, I got a couple friends that live in Japan, and they say they're not ever moving back over here in America. And I stayed over there for like over 3 years when I was in the Navy. So I still got friends that live over there, and some Japanese, some black, some white. So Japan is pretty tight, pretty cool place. And then you got down under, Australia. You got Sydney, and you got Perth, Australia. I prefer Perth because it's much more conservative, not so much tourists, and not as much riffraff as Sydney. Sydney is kind of like hustle and bustle, because of all the tourists that come in from all over the world. But Australia as a whole is they show a lot of love down there. Got a lot of dime pieces down there, and that's a spot you need to check out if you really get some time. It's gonna take you a long time to get there. I would advise you to take at least 10 to 14 days if you go to Australia, because it's gonna take you about 2 days to get there. That's without layovers. So it's gonna be worth it, but it's gonna take you a while to get there. So and another place I would say to visit is Dubai. Dubai. I mean, if you want to see some lavish shit, I mean, women are like some shit that you probably never seen in your life. Women are like glamorous, but a lot of these women aren't married. So Dubai is a place that you should be able to mingle and really establish yourself. Now, the cost of living is high as a motherfucker, but if you meet the right people, you can make some shit happen in Dubai. And I think the last place I would say is Brazil. Rio. We got Rio, and Brazil is known for having beautiful women, but also a lot of brothers are moving down to Brazil because of how they're being treated. And the weather is nice. It's not so much. Not so much Western. It's not so much hustle and bustle as you would think, but Brazil is a nice spot to check out. And then you got Mexico. Now, a lot of people will say, when you say Mexico, they would say Cancun or Mexico City. But you know what? I would stay away from Mexico City. I would hang around the areas outside of Cancun. Cancun's okay, but I would hang around the spots outside of Cancun in the resort areas. I mean, you can really buy some shit, buy some land, and build your own house out there, man. Because the money's long in Mexico, so you can really make some shit happen, man, out there in Mexico. But I would stay away from Mexico City. I would I would fly into Cancun and check out the surrounding areas like Playa del Carmen and the islands like Casmel. I would check out areas like that in Mexico, and I wouldn't, because Mexico City is kind of like, it's huge. It's kind of like it's kind of like Manhattan. So it's kind of like, it's very westernized, and it's a lot of bullshit and riffraff you gotta, get around. So I would stay on the coast, fly into Cancun, check out the islands, Casmel, and surrounding areas like Playa del Carmen in Mexico. So there's a lot of other places I could think of. And oh yeah, by the way, the Philippines. The Philippines is off the fucking hook. The Philippines is wide open, man. I mean, it's just like heaven. And then you got Thailand. Man. Thailand is wide open. It's not so. It's one thing about Thailand and the Philippines. It's like this third world countries, but you have a lot of spots that's modernized. So you don't necessarily have to. You can stay in the outskirts and go to the city areas if you would like. And one of the things that a lot of people complain about is they're not up on technology as much as far as the internet and all that shit. They still got dial up in some areas in the Philippines and Thailand. So, but the shit is wide open, man. You know what I'm saying? So these are just a couple of spots, man. If you wanna, expand your horizon and go abroad and meet women, from the U.S., all the way from Maine to Spain, all the way from down under, all the way far east. This is how you do it, man. You get your passport game on, baby. Sky's the limit. Ain't nothing stopping you, but time ain't gonna wait on you. I mean, you don't gotta stay in one spot and limit yourself to one woman or some bullshit. So these are just a couple of spots that I wanted to share with you. So until next time, my name is Mr. Sharp Game. And P.S. And by the way, I'm curious to know. Leave your comments below and subscribe to my channel by clicking the subscribe button on YouTube. So until next time, peace and love.